Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about poetry in the military and Senator Tuberville, who once again said something that is just, it's unique. He has a new complaint in his attempt to correct the military and bring it back to what it used to be before, well, he believes, I guess, that it went woke. His new complaint is that there is poetry on aircraft carriers, and that is a sign of the military going woke. The U.S. military, an institution famously incapable of rhyming. The senator may not know it, but every person who joined the military during his entire lifetime recited poetry on multiple occasions, normally within the first couple of weeks, because they had a good home and they left. You're right. But that's institution-wide. That's DOD-wide. He was talking specifically about the Navy. It's not like poetry and the Navy have been a thing since the days of wooden ships and iron men. I don't know where he thinks sea shanties come from. Incidentally, there is a tradition, and I can't remember if it's Christmas or New Year's, but the Decalogue, which is kind of like it's a big deal on a ship, it is recorded in the form of a poem, and has been for quite some time. But this, of course, is a sign of the military going woke because of an image. The reality is the image of the warrior poet, that's not just a TV trope. It goes back to antiquity. You can go throughout history and you will find poetry in the military moving forward half a league at a time together. You could look to Mad Jack, who had that name because of his just blatant disregard for his own safety. He was a poet, and a poet that was so searing in his criticism that he almost got court-martialed over it. Most people know of the Green Berets in the U.S. military. When did it enter popular culture? Because of a poet who was a Green Beret. Not a particularly great poet, but still, that's when people really started to associate them with just being amazing, was because it entered the public discourse that way. It's not a new thing. It's not a woke thing. The senator seems to have an image that is mainly provided by movies. They want everybody to be that anti-woke archetype. You know, somebody like Patton. That's the kind of military leader they want. You might want to look into Patton, but when you do, look through a glass darkly. At this point, the senator, it's at the point where I'm embarrassed for him. His constant criticisms of the military, they are so off base that every time he says something, it's just completely wrong. In this same thing, he's saying that the Secretary of the Navy should be focused on building ships. Not just does he not understand the past, he doesn't understand the future. The idea of giant ships, that's fading away. That's not the future of the Navy. You can look throughout history all over the world, and you will find that warrior poet archetype. since the beginning of recorded history. The reason these kinds of talking points take hold is because there has been a trend in this country against education, against intellectualism. And it has existed for a long time, and a lot of America has bought into it. And when you do that, not just do you leave yourself less capable of moving forward and bettering yourself, enjoying your life more, you also lose the connection to the cultures that you claim to love. You lose that link to the past for some politician's talking point. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.